This exercise I'm starting from the previous exercise where we saved my Revit MEP project. This is a blank file and its contents aren't important. What is important is the process that we're going to go through to turn this file into a work sharing file, meaning more than one person is going to work on it at any one time. The process of enabling work sharing should be done early on in the project. The earlier the better. Many companies have their own systems in place for naming files and where files are saved. From the Collaborate tab, we can see that we've got the Worksets panel. But we're not going to go here just yet. I want to explain what the other features are on the screen. On the right-hand side of the screen, we've got my project directory. Then we've also got a directory that has a folder called My Local Revit Projects. From the Revit Application button, click on Options. In Options, click on File Locations. Here we can see a default path for user files, My Local Revit Projects. This is where my local files for work sharing are going to be saved. The first thing to do to prepare your project for work sharing is to click on the Worksets button. Revit gives you a warning. It tells us you are about to enable work sharing. Note, sharing a project requires careful planning and management. Click OK to enable work sharing or cancel to return your project without enabling work sharing. Levels and grids are going to be moved to the workset Shared Levels and Grids, and any remaining elements will be moved to Workset 1. Click on OK. Depending on the size of the project, this can take a few minutes. Once completed, the Worksets dialog box appears. We can see that I'm the owner, and we've got worksets called Shared Levels and Grids and Workset 1. Now that work sharing is enabled, we can save our project file. This is where you could have different file names for Workset enabled projects and projects that do not have work sharing enabled. So from the Application button, click on Save As, Project, and here we'll save the project as My MEP Project _ work sharing, and click on Save. You can see in the project directory that we now have My MEP Project work sharing project file. We also have a folder with exactly the same name as the project file with the name Backup. If we look in this folder, we can see that this is how the backups are maintained for our work sharing enabled project. There's also a temporary folder. So when I come to save the project again, to do that I click on Synchronize with Central. Notice how we don't get another set of files. Instead, we get an additional folder called My MEP Project Work Sharing Log. And this creates a log of all those people who have worked on the project. Now this is where the workflow completely changes. On the Quick Access toolbar, notice how we have a Synchronize and Modify Settings button, but the Save button is no longer active. This is because we are working in what is termed the central file, and when working in a work sharing file, we need to be working in what's termed a local file. So let's see what happens and how we can create a local file. We'll do that in the very next video.